Hey yo, I know this is a little bit of a different setup, but my desk is kind of a mess right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. So I went X1 tonight at House Rules Gaming with my Eugene deck. I got third place, it was weird. There really wasn't that many people, but my only loss was to the undefeated, so I wanted to just get this profile out there anyways. Just because it's so radically different than my last list. It also went X1, only losing to the undefeated at versus games in Oviedo, but that was 2-deck format, so it didn't play a full match by itself. Its job was basically just to win one match. I was playing this in Baromagnes, but I just wanted another chance to, prove that this list works. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get into I guess I'll just do the packs first. Yeah. Oh, hey. A Zorga, that's not bad. Let me see here. Got some staples, too. Always in the need of more staples. So. Let's see what else. Ooh, that's not bad. And a PG? That's really not bad. And a token. Oh my goodness. Yo, I got third, but I think You're joking! And a PG? I won. All I can say is I won. I got a PG, I don't know what this is doing here, but I got 2 PGs, triple rare, double rare, and an SP. That's a beautiful way to start the profile. Anyways. Let me get into my shield first. You're playing your 4 PGs, and you're maxing out on your 1 overtrigger. We're playing the Dragon Empire overtrigger just because decking out isn't relevant to either. I've never, at least since set 2 came out, I've never decked out with this deck. It's literally win or lose. That's literally what it is. This just helps you, it gives you an extra attack. It gives you more cards in hand. This is just the best overtrigger we can play right now for Eugene. Yeah, alright. Let's move those there. And something that I recently changed in my list is I'm only playing 3 of the 20k front triggers. The reason I'm only playing 3 is because this deck really needs the... a crit or heal. It just really needs the heal. And not the heals. Of course it needs the heals. It really needs the crits. At first I thought oh, it's just 1 crit, it's really not gonna matter, but the extra crit does matter. There are scenarios where you're not attacking with you're not always attacking with your Vanguard first. Sometimes you have a smaller column that you want to poke at a rear, or you want to swing at the Van first and then swing with your Vanguard and stack all your triggers on your at least 20 to 23k lane. So that's the reason that I chose to play 8 crit. I know I say, oh my goodness, they're all the same. The standard is 7-4, but a friend of mine actually changed my mind on that. I tried it and I haven't regretted it since. I think I've changed yeah, all 3 of my main decks are now at 8 crit. So it's going on to, let's do the grade 3s. 3 of the Persona Ride. It's just super important that you Persona Ride in this deck. It fuels your soul. It gives you the needed 10k. When you Persona Ride, your Vanguard's swinging for at least 33, and your rear guards are at least swinging for. Your rear guards are usually swinging at least for 33 on a Persona Ride turn, if not 40. So it's really just important you max out on the Persona Ride copies, just because it does so much for your deck. And then I'm playing 3 Penetrate Dragon. I really did want to play 4, but just playing my rounds, playing my matches, I've taken this deck to multiple events now. I've noticed that 4 is just too much. There's so many instances where I would actually have to discard these extra copies. I feel like this card is really useful when your opponent's at 3 damage, 2 damage, early in damage. But when they're already at 4 damage, they're already scared that you're gonna check a crit. So, and they're most likely always gonna PG your Vanguard or 2 to pass the Vanguard. So this is really more used in the early to late game, because in late game when you know you have game, you just want to guarantee that a healer and over trigger isn't gonna just steal the win for them, and this just helps in the late to early game. But early mid game, it's not you don't really use this card unless you kind of have to. Let me put these, let's see here, where's my limit? Right there. Alright, onto the grade 2s. We're playing 4 copies of Giga Brachio. This is literally the best card in your deck. I don't understand how this card was a freaking rare. A rare. I literally just got it in holo right now. It was less than 50 cents to get this card in holo. Why is this card not worth more? It does so much for the deck. The fact that it's of course, you need to have a Eugene Vanguard, but you're playing Eugene, it doesn't matter. The fact that it's a Soul Blast 1, it rests itself, and you can retire anything, no restriction, is just, it's insane. And then, this deck wants to destroy your opponent's board regardless. So the fact that when your battle phase starts, if they have 1 or less rears, you could stand it back up with a 5k, you're just Soul Blasting 1 to pop a rear. It's literally the best card in your deck. And especially, it's really one of the best cards in your deck because it can either retire on itself, or you could use it to combo with your Eugene. Say you don't need its retire skill, you rest it, pop a rear, start a battle phase, you got Eugene's skill for free. So you really want to max out on copies of this card, even when set 3 does come out here in the for the US. It doesn't get replaced. This card is the best card in your deck. I would still argue that it is still the best card in your deck. Anyways, getting on to the rest of the 2s, the way I built this deck was I wanted to make consistent numbers. I wanted to max out on retiring, and I want to max out on my benefits for retiring. That's why we cut this down to 3 copies, but this still counts as one of the benefits for retiring, or benefits for your opponent not having field. So we're playing 4 copies of Iron Blade and 4 more copies of Iron Blade. Nah, just playing. This card is just really, you're destroying your opponent's board. The beautiful thing about this card versus I was playing Glock Dragon, or Volcanic Gun Dragon, I call him Glock Dragon. I was playing Glock Dragon at first just because he's an 18k attacker by himself, and then if you combo him with Idris, it makes a 33k column without Persona Ride, but it needs your opponent not to have a front row to get that extra 5k power. Whereas this gets the 5k power regardless, but if your opponent has a front row, it can't attack the Vanguard, which is fine. You're not always attacking. Like I said, there is times when you rest this and then rest a rear guard. You have a column that swings for 15. You have 15, 23 with your Vanguard, and then 23 with the other column. Just put all your triggers on that column. Swing at the Vanguard for a poke attack, or this can't attack the Vanguard, swing at the rear. So I'm really just using this as literally extra copies of this, extra copies of this, in terms of it's a 15k beater. So that's the only reason I'm maxing out 4 copies of this card when literally, oh my goodness. I never thought this card was good. I literally never thought this card was good, but it's in this version of the deck, it serves its purpose. Let me see if I can. And then onto the grade 1s. I didn't think this had a place in this deck either. I'm playing 4 keys on Reiji and playing 4 Idris. Idris, of course, but these cards, these cards combo with each other so well. Because if your opponent, literally, if your opponent rushes you, you call this, pop a card, you have this, put it to soul, pop another card. Of course, if it's a grade 2 or greater, but you're just gonna pop the like a grade 1 or anything else, and then use this to pop the 2. Oh, it's just so good at countering rush, and they just combo together so well because this is counter +1, soul +1. This is counter +1 put into soul. So you really want to max out your copies on this card, and this card also serves a dual purpose in this deck. Whereas if you don't need to use this, if you don't need to expend this card to put into soul, say you don't need the soul, or you don't need it for its retire skill, it's literally counter +1. If counter +1, if you retired, it's a 15k booster. So it's dual purpose. That's what I love. That's what I love about this deck. Your grade 2, dual purpose. Idris, dual purpose. Literally. So instead of more of a, I was trying to focus the deck around kind of like, well, the first version of the deck which I have in the deck on the channel. I'll link that. I'll do a link at the end of the video so you guys could see it. But what I was doing was I was trying to make like a grade 2 rush. Which I was trying to make a grade 2 rush but still like have shield. That's why I was playing the new card that was like a 15k interceptor. It was a really good card to rush with, but I just found that I was struggling to either like hit the Vanguard, make numbers, and literally these rushing with these cards. That's what I love about this deck. It is a control deck. It has 12 different ways of retiring in the main deck, and then you have your Vanguard, which rests 2 to retire 1. So you have 12 different ways of retiring, 12 different ways to support these 12 cards. So, you know, rushing with this, 23, if you went first, 20, still hits outside of a defensive. And your ride line, Randor, you always use Randor's ability to counterblast on Soul Charge when given 5k. Oh my god, it's almost always free damage. Because you're swinging for 15, no one's going to block it, because if they're going to block it, they're going to block it for 1 to pass, and no one's going to drop 2 guards on your Vanguard swing on grade 2. So this is free damage when you have columns that are 20k plus on your grade 2 turn. And if they want to be cute and attack your rears, you could just pop whatever they called to try to attack your rears, and then summon a new board of Eugene. And let's say you can retire your opponent's cards and you need cards on board on a persona turn. If you need to use Eugene's second ability, you just use it. You don't care what you call, because you could still make good numbers with whatever top 5 or top 4 cards happen to be there. But anyways, guys, that's the deck profile. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about the deck down below. If you have any ideas, any tips, let me know. Your theories, your lists, and later.